I was invited to this meeting on, I think it was Sunday. And I don't want to feign anything. I was totally unaware of the issues until I came here tonight. I came to this meeting simply as an observer, simply in my capacity as the President General of the All Trinidad. But what I've heard here tonight, if what it is that I've heard is correct, then there's no doubt in my mind that as an attorney at law, the government is in breach of a contract. The government is in breach of contract. That's one issue. The second issue, if again what I've heard is correct, is that the government has perpetuated upon you a great injustice in that they have treated you as people who they would have employed to do a particular job. They have treated you in a very harsh and oppressive manner. And I am here, and I'm glad I'm here tonight, because as a trade union leader, as someone who every single day assists men and women in despair and who would have disputes with their employers, I could sympathize with you and what you are going through. And it's not only that. You have been denied your legal entitlement for work that you have done for the past around 7 months ago. In the same way that I would have been fighting over the past months to get the legal entitlement that is due to ex-colony workers and cane farmers. And so, Mr. Warner, there's no difference. When I thought that the ex-colony workers and the cane farmers were being subjected to the worst forms of discrimination ever perpetuated on the farmers of this nation, when I thought that the interlocking directorate of officials and ministers and businessmen who were intent on a land grab and denying people the lands that are legally entitled to them, when I thought that they alone were suffering, and that when we articulated the issues, no one understood. I come here tonight, and I hear it's not only the small farmer, it's not only the cane farmer or the ex-colony worker, but it's also you contractors in this country. And I have to ask myself the question, what is really happening here? How is it?
What was happening under PNM?
How is it that a government that most of you would have supported, a government that most of you would have pounded the pavement for, would have fought for and struggled for, how is it that this government has turned its back on you? And that is the question we must ask ourselves and we must answer. And there comes a time when the lines of demarcation that exist among religious lines or racial lines or ethnic lines or cultural lines, there comes a time when those lines have to be removed, and we have to be able to stand together as one, united. Because if we don't, and we stand separately and in isolation of each other, then we will surely perish alone. The time has come when we must unify the issues that face us, the issues that are facing you, the issues that are facing the ex-colony worker, the cane farmer, the small farmer, whoever it may be. The time has come when we must unify the issues and challenge those in authority and tell them that the time has come for them to take care of those whose backs they would have stood on to be propelled into power. I always say that. That time, ladies and gentlemen, is now. You can no longer sit in a bar or in a family barbecue or by the river, talk about the issues and what should happen and what shouldn't happen and what you should do and what others should do. The time has come for you to take a stand. Because if you don't, as I said before, you will perish. And they will drive in, I always say it, Mr. Warner, they will drive in their black Prados with their tinted glass, pass you straight on the road, and come 2015, they will tell you to come back home. You must be able to stand and say no. Before 2015, you take care of us now. Having heard your issue, I don't want to go on and on, but having heard your issue, I want to assure you tonight, and I want to assure Mr. Warner, that your issue is no different to the issues that this union, my union, are currently facing and fighting for. And that is for people who are entitled to get their just legal due. And because of that, Mr. Warner, I hope that we would have a discussion afterwards and we would seek or look for the best way possible in which we could deal with the not singular issues, but issues as a whole that affect this nation. Thank you very much.